Hello, good morning. Welcome to Joy News Desk. We're coming to you live from our studios in Kokomlemle on DTT because we're free to on DSTV channel 421 and Go TV channel 125. Coming up this morning, all is set for Assin North By-Elections, which comes off in barely 24 hours. The opposition NDC and governing NPP confident of victory. Also this morning, he suffered severe burns as a child during the June 3 disaster. Now a 20-year-old begging to survive.
I
am really suffering here. The hardship is real. I am always scared when it starts raining because I am homeless.
More in Flats of Trauma series, as he reveals, people do not want him closer to them because of his completely disfigured face. Plus, Isaac Ajauto crowned overall winner at the maiden edition of the Joy News Impact Makers Awards. We have details of 10 other persons making impact in their communities and who we are celebrating today. My name is Aisha Ibrahim. Let's stay for details. Gomez! Many thanks for choosing us. All is set for the Tuesday's crucial by-election at Assin North, with the NPP and NDC confident of victory. The outcome of this poll could affect the makeup of Parliament, as the NPP currently holds 138 seats, together with the independent candidate with the NDC stuck at 136 following James Jachikwesin's removal. Ohim Interior has more for us.
Supporters of the new Patriotic Party defied a downpour on Sunday to attend the last open campaign of the party ahead of the by-election on Tuesday. President Akufo-Addo told party sympathizers he had no hand in the prosecution of the embattled Jachikwesin. Flanked by new Patriotic Party's parliamentary candidate for Assin North, Charles Opoku, and some national executives of the party, he quizzed the difference between the prosecution of ex-member of parliament for Boko Central, Adam Sakandi, who was prosecuted and convicted for a similar offense, and that of Mr. Jachikwesin.
I say NPP for me, you can see Rano. I say any Rano, Ghana Mra, and a Rano, and Yemen and Mababa Rano, Ghana and Mra, and a Rano, and Yemen and Rano. Maybe we will be our Ghana. I send the two and Yemen and other Mra, and an old. Yampanis answer, who are burning to help because of who way and say, you have to be maybe that. 6.5 years anymore.
President Akufo-Addo appealed to the constituents of Assin North not to make a mistake by voting for someone who could end up in jail to delay development in the area. But in a swift response, former President John Dramani Mahama insisted President Akufo-Addo erred in comparing the Adamu Sakandi story to that of James Jachikwesin. He told party supporters at Assin India the embattled Mr. Kwesin would not be convicted since he did not flout the laws on dual citizenship.
Sakande die any Jachikwesin die eye baako. Sakande
election because we didn't draw or the passports this year. The question, what passports next year? It is some of Mokase. The question, Beko prison, the question, Beko prison. Mijna Akacham said, Nada, Oko prison, Oko prison, China.
From Assin North for Joy News, Byelection reporting.
Well, the NPP and NDC are both optimistic of winning Tuesday's elections. Listen to National Communications Officer of the NPP, Richard Ahiang, but he spoke to us earlier.
We have done some internal polls that indicates that the new Patriotic Party is going to win this election. So our message to the people was clear that given our record and given the practical things we have done, even though the constituency didn't have effective representation in Parliament, our promise of development has been delivered and we are committed to doing more, and that is the basis for which the people are voting for us tomorrow.
All right, so fill me in the internal polls that MPP has conducted that points to the fact that the party will be winning the Assin North constituency by election. What are some of the details?
Well, essentially, there is a broad stroke. I think it's not meant to be released, but I can tell you that the MPP is leading in excess of 6 points ahead of the NDC based on what I have seen. And so, given that, I can tell you that tomorrow will be a confirmation of those polls. And I'm at peace with what we have seen, and the interaction with the people suggests that the new Patriotic Party will win tomorrow. Because simply, I think even on the back of what we have done and our message, you saw in this constituency that the NDC didn't come here with a message. They didn't come here to try and win this election on the basis of interactive democracy. They came here to disrupt. They came here to just do propaganda and muddy the waters and make government look bad. That's not a message. That's not a promise to anybody. And the Assin North people have seen through the NDC that they don't represent any hope for them, and on the basis of that, they will reject them. They have rejected them. If you see, all around in this constituency, if you go everywhere, the visibility of the new Patriotic Party is loud. Yesterday, you saw on this speech how people came in the rain to support the new Patriotic Party. The NDC attempted to do a rally. They couldn't. Yesterday, I'm told they did something in the nature of a radio rally. That's not a party that is winning this election. That's a party that is losing this election. And you saw yesterday, whilst we're prepping for our rally here yesterday, they lined up people on the street to create chaos. And all of that indicates to you an individual or a party in retreat. They did not come here to win the election. They thought they would have come here with lies to say that, oh, MPP wanted to remove Kwesi so we can pass LGBT. They thought they would come here and say that MPP removed Kwesi falsely. And all of those lies did not resonate. And we are thankful to the good people of Assin North that they have chosen development over pessimism. They have chosen development over backwardness. They have chosen development for their constituency because that's what they must do.
Yes, listening to yesterday's campaign message, and I also had the opportunity to engage some of your party members, it appears your campaigning is centered in the big towns, them in quotes, big towns like Dansame, Breku, Akonfere, and those places. How come MPP is not that visible in those small villages that we noted for?
Well, I mean, I don't know how many villages you have been to, but obviously you have passed the roadside, so you see the visibility there. But I can guarantee you that we are deep in the villages. I was part of Honorable Kende Japon's rounds and the rounds with other leaders into the villages, so much that we returned late in the night. The last time we went, we returned back to town about 1 a.m. in the morning. That day was heavy rain and it was struggle to come back to town. So if anybody tells you that, don't believe it. We have done the work. I'll tell you that we have canvassed every inch of space possibly to make sure that the people hear our message. So everywhere we have been, we had a strategy and we executed our strategy. So what you see along the way is evidence of what you would see if you go into the villages.
The 6% or the 6 points that you said you are ahead of the NDC in tomorrow's elections, if it is translated into votes, what will be the margin?
Well, I am not sure, but reasonably I can tell you that we're going to win the election with a big margin. Our hope and my hope is that the turnout will be good. Once the turnout is good, the MPP's margins will be very respectable.
And I hope you've also worked on the turnout, because if you hope that it will be good, that won't come on a silver platter. What has been the work that you've put in to ensure that people come out in their numbers to vote, especially your supporters?
Yeah, certainly there's a plot that will be executed tomorrow, which involves, getting people to come out and vote. That is a standard election day procedure. So we'll implement that and implement that vigorously and ensure that people come. But I said so in understanding that by-elections characteristically have low turnout. But we're going to do our best. You saw what happened in Kumau. We were able to push the numbers and the limits to where we exceeded some historical turnout figures. So I think that same thing will be done tomorrow, and our hope is that it will materialize here as well as it did in Kumau. Ultimately, the MPP will win, but the margin, as you ask, will be the turnout.
Ahangba is Communications Director of the NPP. I've been joined also by the Deputy General Secretary of the NDC, Mustafa Gbande, who's also in Assin North. Most, I'm grateful for your time. The NPP seem to be giving the NDC a tough time, even though it's your seat. I mean, how has the campaign been so far? Hello, Mustafa. Hello, Mustafa. Kindly unmute for me.
Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Thank you very much for having me. I think that campaign has been very smooth. We have campaigned on very good issues. Our candidate is very popular on the ground. He's been there before. He is a current member of parliament for the place. He won convincingly. We have a government that is today accusing a member of parliament for not developing the place. And so government have suddenly reneged and forgotten its responsibilities towards the people of Assin North. You've heard about the worrying comments of the president, prejudicial, scandalous comments that further widens the mistrust existing between the judiciary and the public. It further goes to confirm our fear and our concern that the MPP and His Excellency Nanado's great motive is to compromise the independence of the judiciary. And so those are issues coming out of the non-issue-based campaign of the MPP. You've seen the Vice President in his effort to come and commission a project that was poorly engineered, the AstroTurf. You've seen that he basically commissioned a lake. And so these are the issues working against the MPP. I've stated on countless occasions that they are living on a borrowed popularity because we don't have a problem with the MPP candidate. We have a problem with the MPP itself, and that they have filmed a candidate who himself will not participate in the voting process. They have filmed a candidate who have been a man on his own other than the political party. And the government doesn't have a good record in Assin North, the same as the party. Other than that, they won't go and look for a candidate who have never been part of their political process to come and represent them on a ticket. Beyond that, we feel that they are engaged in vote buying, which you are aware. You've granted some interviews and you've seen the people talking themselves. But they have stated rightly that they will take the money and they will do otherwise. Whatever proofs the MPP have conducted was at the back of their money sharing, and that the people are really going to vote for the NDC and tomorrow's voting. What is disturbing, Aisha, is that we have picked up strong intelligence of the MPP's motive to introduce violence into the election. All that we are saying is that we are simply pleading and asking the IGP and the Ghana Police Service to up their game and take full control of the election.
They have rather accused you of creating chaos and violence. And Richard Ahangba, who spoke with us earlier, says that hasn't resonated with the people at all because they are still rooting for the NPP. How do they react to this?
What we are more concerned about is that unfortunately we are not in the position to overlook any form of intimidation. We are not in the position to make ourselves victims of any form of misconduct, and that the NDC will defend ourselves and our people. The Ghana Police Service is given and included with the power to protect all of us, protect the MPP, protect Ghanaians who will vote, protect the Electoral Commission. We will simply expect the IGP and the Ghana Police Service to do that. They've given us a very good service in Kumawu. The two political parties left Kumawu very excited, very friendly, and very, very impressed. We want to see same. We are not seeing a similar show here, even though we are going to have a meeting with the police at 11 a.m. to streamline our methods of engagement. We'll simply ask our brothers, the MPP, to accept a defeat because they are going to lose the election tomorrow, and that we are not in the position to feel intimidated or allow them to repeat an inch of what they did in Ayawaso West Wagon or Techiman South. That would be very regrettable. That would be very unfortunate. And the party today will not accept any of such things that occurred in the past. We will simply accept credible, free, fair, and transparent election. We will not forget the unprecedented comments of His Excellency the President. We will not forget what that means. That you have a president who is busy campaigning with judicial issues. You have a president whose conduct has become very scandalous to the judiciary. You have a president whose commentaries sound very divisive, very political, and has a tendency of jeopardizing completely the integrity of our judiciary. That, for me, is very worrying. And I shall all of you must be worried because you have a president who believes that the executive can sit at the Jubilee House and know the verdict of the court, even though the court have not even started hearing its matter. And
the former President Mahama has responded to the president on that comment. So I think we can move on from there. But I want to wish you very well, all the best in the elections tomorrow. We'll still be monitoring and update our viewers as and when we get the information. We can now speak with Kojo Nyakon, who is our man on the ground for us. What kind of atmosphere do you see or do we have in Assin North constituency, given that we have the president, the former president, all of them in that constituency campaigning for their parties?
Well, so the atmosphere is very calm here. It's as opposed to what was happening yesterday, where the final rallies were done by the political parties. The MPP held theirs at the Lorry Park. But for the NDC, they were led by the former President John Dramani Mahama, moving from one constituency to the other. And for today, the people most of them did not go to farm, and we are surrounded by a cloud of supporters from the NDC, from the MPP, from the LPG, and other people that you could consider as well supporting the independent candidate. I have the LPG. You are the Mr. Akpalu, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So you have a candidate in this election. How well is the candidate doing?
Oh, she's doing very well, and I can tell you she's going to win the election tomorrow.
What strategies have you put in place to ensure to make you come to this conclusion?
Actually, we've gone far. We've been able to visit every community, every town, every village. Even whether there are 3 people living in that village, we managed to go there and talk to them and give them reasons why they should vote for our candidate. And majority of them have come to that conclusion that yes, if they want development, they should vote for LPG.
When you go to such communities, do people follow you?
Oh yes, oh yes. You know, you see, what is happening here is that here they welcome everybody. Whether it's MPP, it's NDC, LPG, wherever you go, they welcome you well. You know, so tomorrow we'll decide. Tomorrow we'll decide because it's something like a David and Goliath fight. We are the David, and both parties are the the Goliaths.
Do you consider your candidate a leading contender in this race?
Yes, she'll win.
What's the name of your candidate again?
Yeah, Enyonam. She'll win. She'll win the election.
By what margin? What margin?
For that one, I won't be able to say it. It will be a close margin. It will be a very close margin.
So it will be between your candidate and which political party? Because
honestly, it will be between the three of us. We cannot rule anybody out.
So any of them can win.
Fantastic. Anybody can win. But we believe that we will win the election because we stand a better chance than the two major parties. Because the people are fed up with this MPP and NDC. When you go to them, they will tell you that we are no more interested in this MPP and NDC. So you shouldn't be surprised that when the elections, the results started trickling, then you hear that LPG is winning.
Enyonam has won
some polling stations.
I can't imagine the kind of party you would throw in this constituency.
Oh, for that one, God, you don't need any body to tell you what will happen here.
Thank you very much.
It will be a jubilation all over the country because Ghanaians all over will now have the confidence that, hey, we too, we can change.
We are looking forward to seeing your candidate in Parliament in the next week, right? Okay, all right, thank you. So I've got this gentleman here.
Nyame adom.
Na sesia de o share de mintumi mpu misa za wana oto ama no definitely George Achikwesi na oto ama na
me pachon
then na why ye nti a oto ama George Achikwesi
me pacho oyo bi a wasame bo se oba obeboan if you say ye kwan ye nsuo me obi a me wakura me tuma ba obu aja na me obi a me nimpa oba mitie o me na me ye MPP ni pa but mitie no oyo obi a meto aba ne mana ebeboa no
say we din ka to amanda na 2000 otoma no e den no waya ma a obesen ahwe ho ato aba
oh me pacho minister bi ne dan buye e wo kromu ha papa ndi to mi besi dan no e de ma no oboa no ma ni ska oboa ne kasa na de nyina e chede se oyo obi a oyo good nti oto aba ma na ebeboa no.
This gentleman says that he was an MPP supporter and defected to the NDC, listening to the messages from the two political parties, and he's come to the conclusion that it is Joe Kwesi that he needs to vote for. Let me go quickly to this person in 2 minutes. So, who are you voting for?
In fact, I'm a constituency youth organizer from the MPP. I'm in Accra. That is a central constituency.
So you don't have a vote in this?
No, but I've been here for the past 2 weeks.
Essentially doing what?
Special operations assigned by the national executives. In fact, sanctioned by the national executives. What I can say is that the MPP has done a yeoman's job. That is, people are saying that because the election is coming, that's how come there is a project ongoing. But as you can see, last weekend the national TAF was commissioned by the vice president. It's not accurate to say that because there is by-election, that's how come there is infrastructure development. As we speak, there is agenda 111 ongoing, which, as you can see, it is progressing steadily. What I can say for now is that Mr. Chasopoku has been with them.
Chasopoku is winning, definitely winning. Okay, so thank you very much. We'll come to you again. So this is the constituency, the Assin North constituency, Assin Breku, and even though the big rallies and all of them have ended, but the campaigning is still ongoing. They are hopping from one house to the other, campaigning from all the political parties. Remember that it is not only the NDC and the MPP that are in this race, but we have the LPG candidate Enyonam and an independent candidate who are all seeking to win tomorrow's by-election.
Have Richard Kwejonyako, he's our man in Assin North monitoring events for us. Definitely, we are there 24/7 monitoring events. We'll be bringing you all you need to know. It's on your election headquarters. That's where you need to stay for all that you need to know about the Assin North by-elections. Let's move on to other stories. He suffered severe burns as a child during the June 3 disaster. Now he's 20 and he's begging for alms. That's the story of Solomon. He is completely disfigured. He has a completely disfigured face, and he says he's unable to stay outside on a hot day. He fears even marriage will be a problem because people do not want him close to them. Here are excerpts of Maxwell Agbagbe's documentary.
It is the evening of June 3, 2015. Flood water has displaced fuel from the storage tank underground at a fuel station at Circle. What we know is that a cigarette butt was dropped on the water, triggering a big explosion and a huge fireball that turned the skies orange. The flames continued to burn. Solomon Akrugu was just 12 years old, sitting in a room nearby. He suffered severe burns on his face. It completely disfigured him. Eight years later, on a Monday morning, I meet Solomon at East Legon doing what he does every day, begging for alms. That is his only means of survival. He used to sell air freshness but lost his capital when a friend stole his wares. Begging on the streets of East Legon is very difficult for him. Sometimes he gets nothing even after begging the whole day. He says some drivers do not want to see him close to their cars because of his disfigured face. He tells me about an incident where a man asked him to remove the mask he was wearing and stop begging on the streets.
I only get food to eat when I go to the traffic light to beg for money. Many people do not give me money there. Some of them sack me when I get closer to their cars. Some of them think I am wearing a mask. A man once told me to go and look for a job and stop wearing the mask. A lot of people tell me that. I am really suffering here. The hardship is real. I am always scared when it starts raining because I am homeless. I always sleep in front of shops because I do not have a place I call my home.
Solomon's parents separated after the fire destroyed their house at Circle. He fears no woman will be attracted to him because of his disfigured face. He says marriage will be difficult because no woman is attracted to him.
I really need the surgery because I am experiencing a lot of stigmatization. People do not want me closer to them because of my disfigured face. That's why I need the surgery. Because that will also help me get a woman to marry later in life. For now, no woman wants me. Even the drivers in cars find it difficult to give me money. Nobody wants me around. When the sun is out and hot and the light hits my face, it's really painful. That's why I need help. I can't touch it because blood will start oozing from my face if I do. So I go and hide in the shade until it's evening.
He's pleading for a job as a tiler and is also begging for assistance for plastic surgery. There are many Solomons out there who are living the trauma of the June 3 floods. Victims of the disaster, including Solomon, are yet to be compensated. Last year, the One Ghana movement reminded the government to do so. Yes, a member, Senyo Husi.
As expected, authorities trooped in to this very space and on the streets, promising, as usual, to bring perpetrators to book. 7 years on, no one has been held accountable for this very avoidable disaster. The government of the day and the government today have all but paid lip service to justice, accountability, and commensurate compensation for victims.
The One Ghana movement has since 2017 been pursuing justice for the persons affected. One of their lawyers, Samson Ladi Anyenini, led the matter in court in 2018. The case is still pending. He says it has been a very slow process.
Because there have been what we call interlocutory processes in the course. But just very recently, we seem to have cleared some of the hurdles. So actually, we're in court, this week. Apart from the plaintiffs that were mobilized by One Ghana movement, we know, as a matter of fact, later, as we discovered, that there were many more who were affected who are not part of the suit in court. Some had left to their villages. Some had left to their hometowns, various places. It's unfortunate that the law has a limitation period within which you can take a suit. And in excess of 5 years, you don't have that opportunity. But I believe that even for those who are in court, the state could look at this more carefully and see what could be done to everybody. For as long as there will be evidence to show that somebody is suffering as a result of what happened, I think that the state could look at being the father for all kind of thing.
Many continue to live through these dangerous floods of trauma, and others are scarred for life. Maxwell Awagba, Joy News.
The National Petroleum Tanker Drivers Union are on indefinite strike to protest poor roads in and around their loading depots in the country. According to the union, despite a directive from President Akufo-Addo to the roads minister in 2017 to fix such roads, no work has been done. Speaking to Joy News, National Vice Chairman of the union, Sunday Alabi, said their members can no longer deliver their services on such poor roads.
The issue is our roads, our depots, from GTP roundabout to Pum Junction. All the depots are located there. And then Kumasi Depot, the Bost Enclave, the roads, it's not good there. Takrari, so that's why we are embarking on strike.
The call now is to the roads ministry, or who exactly, to fix the roads?
2017, we visited the president at the Flagstaff House, and we complained about our bad road networks. And he asked the road minister to see to it that he construct the road for us.
How is the poor roads affecting your work as tanker drivers?
As tanker drivers, it breaks our springs, it bursts our tires. And anytime you get to the depot, they do preload inspection. So when they see that your spring is broken or your tire is burst, they will not load you. Before you go and fix those things and come back, it happens again.
Sunday Alabi also revealed that there is a major disaster waiting to happen if the roads are not fixed, as an explosion could destroy the entire Tema township.
Every quarter, 2 or 3 trucks roll over on that road. Let's assume it is a tanker, a petroleum tanker, or a gas tanker. And when there's a spillage and there's a fire, what will happen to Tema? The whole Tema will be bent. So when a depot catches fire right now, and it connects to that line, that means it's connecting to all the depots. And Tema is the whole Tema will get bent, the whole Tema. We have trained our drivers to drive according to the condition of the road, but now they are tired. They have done their best. Our drivers have done their best from 2017 till now.
Sunday Alabi is the National Vice Chairman of the National Petroleum Tanker Drivers Union. Now to our Impact Makers Awards. The man making a difference through farming, Isaac Ajaoto, has been crowned the overall winner at the maiden edition of the Joy News Impact Maker Awards. Isaac founded the Farm for Livelihood Association in Adan 4. The organization, which operates in Adan East and West, generates income from farms and uses it to support physically challenged persons and provide scholarships for less privileged students. 10 other impact makers were also recognized at the event, which took place at the Labadi Beach Hotel. Maxwell Agbagba has more.
It was a night of celebration and recognition. One after the other, they were called on stage and their efforts duly acknowledged. 10 of them in a Lifetime Achievement Award. General Manager in charge of Joy Brands, Fifi Kumsin, says the Joy News Impact Makers Award is not only about recognizing the efforts of persons making positive impact in their communities, but also to inspire others to do same.
Through our features and documentaries, we speak truth to power and hold governments to account, done in the supreme interest of the public. The power of one person to change the world should never be underestimated. Often, it is the small, everyday acts of kindness and compassion that have the greatest impact.
Channel Manager of Joy News, Kweku Suprepra, says Joy News will continue to project the works of persons who are helping to mitigate societal challenges.
Souls, to bring smiles to the faces of people. But they need to be known. They need to be seen. Their good work needs to be exhibited for others to support them. So at Multimedia, we would offer that platform for them, to tell the rest of the world what they do and how far their investments go, so that others can support them, hold their hands as they continue to make tremendous impact.
CEO of the Ghana Chamber of Telecommunications and one of the judges, Ken Ashigbe, says we must all be agents of positive change.
Joy News, we thank you for helping Ghana become a country worth dying for.
Another judge, Gifty Auntie, says the Joy News Impact Makers Awards is worth emulating.
You have to start now. You can start tonight. You can start tomorrow morning. You can start tomorrow afternoon. Just start and you'll be amazed where the support will come.
The overall winner, Isaac Ajaoto. Please appreciate him.
Keep the applause going, please.
Founder of the Farm for Livelihood Association at Adafo, Isaac Ajaoto emerged the overall winner at the maiden edition of the Joy News Impact Makers Awards. He says the spotlight Joy News has put on his charity work is already yielding positive results as more people are willing to support his efforts.
Now more people are seeing what we are doing, and I'm happy more people are coming and then are willing to come in to support through Joy News and the multimedia group. So we are very happy. We are very, very, very much happy for Joy News for this program, the Impact Makers for this program.
People say charity begins at home, but Isaac Ajaoto's charity does not always begin at home. His wife, Sarah Ajaoto, says her husband is sometimes compelled to use the little they have at home for his philanthropic work.
Working in a community, inspiring life in the community, giving needy to the needy in the community, I don't be easy. At times, even you realize that the home is dry, but
when you say that charity begins at home,
yes,
the home is dry and it's doing charity.
Yes, it's doing charity elsewhere. And you see that Sarah will just frown and a whole lot of things. But in all, we are able to make it up to this time, and we give God the glory.
Any instances where, like this situation you just painted, that the home is dry, there's really nothing at home, and then he's going out there still donating to people and all. We had situations like
yes, please, several times. And you see me complaining. Oh, you know, women, we complain a lot, several times.
Well, Jefferson Kwesi Agbetro, he was awarded for his impact in the health category in Sunyai and other areas. He joins us via Zoom with more. I'm grateful for your time, Mr. Kwesi Agbetro. Kindly unmute for me. Hello, Mr. Jefferson Agbetro.
Yeah, hello, Aisha.
Yeah, congratulations for winning the award. Great.
Many thanks.
Great. So just so viewers can know some of the work of Jefferson and why he was awarded, we want to share with you what he's been doing in his community.
Right, thank you very much.
I'm Jefferson Agbetro Kwesi. I am a nurse by profession. I've been practicing for a decade plus at the Bono Regional Hospital, Sunyani. My passion is to see a world where people are having access to basic necessities such as, healthcare and then education, empowerment, where it will take an empowered society to bring development. 15 years ago, I saw people dying of preventable conditions such as high blood pressure and then diabetes. So I came out with an organization called Friends of Health Association. And one of the key projects that we have done, blood donation for hospitals. And we are talking about cleanup exercise, community mobilization. Currently, we are on a child empowerment project. In fact, this project is seeking to empower 2,000 basic school students in the Bono East and the Ahafo region. The output or the resource is to ensure that we are having the reduction in teenage pregnancy. If you look at the data, teenage pregnancy all over the country is on the ascendancy. So this program will ensure that there is a reduction, if not, eradicating the menace of teenage pregnancy. I've mentored over 500 plus nurses in the region intentionally through clinical skills, through my work at the emergency department of the Bono Regional Hospital, and then through other mediums and training. We have 20,000 plus that have benefited from all this project. They have benefited by way of healthcare, they are benefited by way of reconnecting back to the hospital, they are benefited by way of community development, they are benefited by the way of empowerment, and others are taking initiative of their healthcare. If not for the Joy News Impact Project, all the things that I'm doing over here would otherwise not have been heard. So it's a very brilliant idea. People will be motivated, people will be inspired, people will be challenged to pick up a problem in their society. It doesn't matter who is watching, it doesn't matter who is not watching you, we have to keep going. So I commend Joy News for this wonderful program and project which have come to stay, and this being the maiden one, we believe is going to be a springboard for society, especially the youth, to pick up projects in their community. So I believe it's one of the greatest projects that we can ever have in our country and then in the world. So I commend Joy News for this impact project.
Well, congratulations once more, Jefferson. How do you feel that your work that you're doing in your own small corner has been recognized?
Yeah, thank you very much, Aisha. I feel really inspired because we've been working over the years and we don't find a lot in Ghana, especially volunteering. So we are living in a country where everyone is quick to blame government for almost every problem. But growing up, I grew up from the village, and I realized that they were living as a community. And sometimes when there are problems, they come together to solve it. So having been educated as a professional nurse, I saw people dying sometimes of preventable health conditions. So I took up the challenge, and over the years, I have been the main sponsor in terms of financial resources. So it's really inspiring, and people are excited to also know that whatever that you are doing, you may never know who is watching you. I was not working with the intention of being awarded, but I just...
Well, Jefferson, okay.
My mind that we need to help in making a society a better place. So I'm very excited about this award, and a lot more people in the Bono Eastern Africa region and Ghana and all over the world. But we've done a lot over the period, and it's going to inspire and challenge a lot of people to see what they can do in helping their community, especially the time that we live in. I believe that it's not everything that we have to depend on our political leader to solve them for us. The professionals in our country, we can help to reshape our community. So this project, this award by Joy News, I would say is one of the outstanding. Looking at Joy News, the biggest platform in terms of media coverage. So I'm very excited about it. And together with the entire Bono region in Ghana, we are so much happy about it.
This award, Jefferson, I believe will urge you on to do more. What next for you?
Yeah, very well. As I speak currently, there are 2 projects we are running. The first one is the Child Empowerment Project. Child Empowerment Project is seeking to empower 2,000 basic school children in the Bono East and the Afro region on teenage pregnancy, which is a major problem in the country, of which our region is no exception. When it comes to the issue of HIV and AIDS, the Bono region is also plagued with such a menace. So we are going to educate the people. We are going to distribute menstrual pads and educate people on menstrual hygiene. And we are looking at mentorship and skill development. And we have done this in collaboration with the Department of Gender Ministry, Social Welfare, NCCE, the Food and Drugs Authority, the Traditional Council. So this is the project we are running. The expectation is that we will run this project for 5 to 10 years and replicate it across the country, because it's a project that is expected to build a more confident people, young people who become very productive. And then the second one is a food project. We are partnering with an organization in the United Kingdom to give food assistance to the weak and the vulnerable. We are looking at people with disability, and we are also doing that in partnership with the Social Welfare Department. And the idea is to help people live a better life. SDG Goal 1 says end hunger by 2030. And who is going to end that hunger? It will take you and I to take some of this project. So that is the project that we are running currently. And we are hoping that we'll get more people to partner and support us so that we can scale out this project to every district and every region of Ghana, because we are looking at building a better society to have more responsible citizens taking up challenges and solving societal problems. So that is currently what we are running and expecting that to be scaled out to every part of the country.
Nagbetro, thank you so much for the good work you're doing. We really appreciate your good work, and we wish you all the best in your next line of projects. We'll take a break on Joy News Desk. When we return, there's business.
Hello, welcome to Business. My name is Darryl Kwao. The Springboard Roadshow Foundation, in partnership with MasterCard Foundation and Limehouse Production, has organized the Ghana Grows program, the 3-year program which aims to expose over 1 million youth to the opportunities available in the agribusiness value chain and technical and vocational sector, will be rolled out across the country in partnership with other organizations. Here's what transpired at the last day of the Practical Christianity Hangouts edition of the program.
The last day of the second season of the Practical Christianity Hangout, which partnered the Springboard Roadshow Foundation to roll out the Ghana Grows program, saw participants express excitement, describing the program as impactful. The program hosted a series of speakers and mentors who educated the youth on opportunities which exist in the agriculture, technical and vocational, as well as digital sectors. Persons with disability and special needs were not left out, as students of the Demonstration School for the Deaf participated in the program. Speaking on the last day of the session, digital media expert Maximus Ametogo admonished the youth to develop skills which will be relevant in the digital revolution.
So the digital media space is the future. The digital media or the digital space is the future. every skill you have will be formatted by the digital media innovation or technology. So don't get stuck to the traditional way of doing things, but see how you can treat the skill you have with digital innovations so that it can be relevant in the age to come and in the now.
CEO of Eden Tree Limited, Catherine Krobo Eduse, urged young people not to be deterred by the challenges in the agricultural sector, but rather discover opportunities by developing solutions.
Opportunities stem out of problems, right? When there's a problem, an opportunity is there to do what? To solve the problem. So with the problems in the fruit and vegetable sector, with lack of tomatoes in the country, what is the solution? In my view, the solution is to be able to produce tomatoes needed for Ghana in Ghana. That is the solution.
Executive Director of Springboard Roadshow Foundation, Comfort Okran, explained the objective of the program.
So Springboard is rolling out Ghana Grows, which is a program that targets giving young people opportunities to showcase to young people opportunities that exist in the extended agric and TVET value chain. So based on that, we partnered with ICGC East Legon for their Practical Christianity Hangout to say, okay, so what are the opportunities that exist in the agribusiness? What are the opportunities that exist in TVET? What opportunities exist even in technology, so that we can bring all these to bear in young people from both tertiary and across the nation.
Some participants spoke to Joy Business.
It was so impactful and educative. I believe this program should continue for the youth, because it helps them to grow beyond what is just known within their locality.
This program has been a wonderful one. It has been amazing and educative. And I want this show to continue because it has helped me, and I know it will help others that are coming up as creative designers and workers.
For the next 3 years, Ghana Grows program will continue to educate young people to develop skills which will earn them gainful employment in agriculture as well as the technical and vocational sectors.
And that's your business update. The news returns after this break.
And that's how we wrap up News Desk this morning. My name is Aisha Ibrahim. Log on to myjournline.com. There's more of the news and updates of all the developing stories. See you again at 12.